Yo, yo, what up, KK?
That goes on in my life. But I'm going to pass the floor to you. First of all, how are you doing, Mr. Vic?
Doing well. KK, how are you?
You know what? I'm in a very good mood. I just got back from the barbershop.
Nice.
I just had a double tequila with a splash of lime juice, and it's getting into my veins right now. Right now, I'm feeling it. So yeah, I feel fantastic. But anyway, what's up, A-Rod? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm living a dream.
Sammy, everybody, real quick, shout out to Sammy. He just ran a little marathon in New York. He was one of the crazy people who I can't really relate to. That's not something I could do. But Sammy, how was your experience doing that?
It was nuts. It was crazy. I shouldn't have done it. I felt great through 19 and a half, 20, and then I just pretty much collapsed. My legs just gave out on me. And obviously, as you guys, maybe some of you have heard, I have like the marathon flu is what they call it, because your body just goes through so much distress while running a marathon that your immune system's in the fucking shitter. So then any sort of bacteria that enters your body is just going to destroy you. So yeah, I'm just getting over a little cold now.
You're like your body's in shock.
I've literally never heard of that in my life, but I've also literally never ran over a mile in my life.
Yeah,
Vic's never ran
it
either.
happens. Yeah.
Have y'all seen that episode of The Office where they do a little rabies race? And Michael Scott's eating like hella pasta right before. Mm-hmm. Is that the way to do it, Sammy? Is that how you carb load?
Yeah, bro. I went crazy when we got to New York. We went to my girlfriend took me out to Little Italy, so I had a ton of pasta in Little Italy. And then the night before, my mom took me out to Tony's de Napoli right there in Manhattan. So yeah, we just did all the Italian spots in New York, which was cool.
All right, Vic, talk to me. What's the crazy, wacky, whatever thing that you've seen outside of Manchester United today losing to Copenhagen?
Yo, why you gotta steal that?
Listen, I don't want to give y'all. I'm not gonna let y'all have that joy to make me feel bad right now because I'm in a good mood. And I was at work paying attention. I'm like, yeah, makes sense. Like I told y'all a couple months ago, this is where I'm at in my life with the Manchester United. So, anyway, Vic, talk to me. What you got?
I'm going to say I was going to go soccer as well, and I'm going to go with AC Milan upsetting PSG in the Champions League 2-1. Ooh. Huge win for AC Milan to stay in the tournament. If they lost, they were out. They punched their ticket. So hopefully they keep on punching those cards. We got a big matchup against Newcastle next. That's what's going to come down to.
It's not that big of an upset. It was 2-1, and you were at home. So
2-1.
Pump the brakes.
Whoa. All right, Sammy, you got something to say, bro. Go ahead. The floor is
greatest upset of the year.
He's talking about it like it was Barcelona back in, 2017, 2016, when they scored 5 goals in the away. But, yeah. No, the craziest thing, I'll keep it marathon related. The guy who won the marathon, I ran the marathon in 4 hours and 10 minutes. The guy who won the marathon ran it in 2 hours and 4 minutes and broke the course record, which is insane.
Was he Kenyan or Ethiopian?
Ethiopian, yeah, absolutely.
It's like, this is undefeated. Like you put on for Morocco, but you in the north. you're in the north. You ain't from the east side of Africa, so it's a little different.
That man could have ran 2 marathons in the time I ran.
Was his legs shaking at the end? Like was he like
That's
tired?
Crazy.
He could have ran at the start point and ran back.
Did it look like he could go a little bit longer?
No, he looked pretty much dead at the end. Usually they do too. They look like they're about to collapse.
At least he didn't look like he could still go, because that makes it even more like demoralized. Alex Rodriguez, what you got for me?
I think for me it was the World Series, of how lackluster it was and how not viewed it was by the public. I feel like nobody knew the World Series was going on for the first time in MLB history, and nobody cared but maybe me and 30 other people. So
I didn't watch one pitch. Not one. Obviously, for my reasons, I was salty. I didn't watch one pitch. Did you know? I think the women's national championship game got more viewers than the World Series, which is fantastic.
That's wild.
Fantastic. And speaking of the women's LSU, LSU lost to Colorado, so at least some Colorado team is playing well. And then for me, a couple things. We didn't talk about Tyson Fury last week. Tyson Fury got his ass beat. I don't know how he won, and it still bothers me that he won because he got his ass beat by an MMA guy, which is embarrassing.
I'm on that. I'm debatable on it.
I watched the whole fight. I watched the whole fight.
I watched the whole fight too.
He did not control any round. I mean, I felt like, look, in boxing, you got to understand like who's controlling the fight. For somebody who's never fought before, like in a boxing ring, that man controlled the fight.
I don't want to stick on it too much, but I give Ngannou his props because he was able to hang with Tyson Fury. However, he dropped Tyson Fury, and that's what gave a lot of people paying more attention to Ngannou.
It was more than that. It was more than that.
No, it was that. Because if you go and you watch that fight and you look at punch for punch after that, it was going. They were just more focused on Ngannou because that's what the media will do. They will focus it on the underdog, a guy that we weren't thinking was going to win, and that happened. Now, at the end, I would have given it to Ngannou, in my personal opinion.
Good.
I would have given it to Ngannou. But because there's a big title fight coming that we've been waiting for a long time with Alexander Usyk.
Oh, yeah, we need that.
And Tyson Fury, we need that. So we can't have him lose to that. So they gave him a slight edge. So that's why boxing to me is just like kind of wishy-washy. And it wasn't for a title or anything. It was just to go for the record. So
yeah,
it was like two idiots with a foam noodle going out there. So
yeah. And mind you, like, I don't like to body shame people, but Tyson Fury hit me. He was jiggling places I didn't know you could still jiggle as a professional athlete. I was like, okay.
It looks like that always. He's a slob.
No. It was a little bit more significant this time. The man drank like a 6-pack right before the fight looked like. So that's all I'm gonna say. But another thing, George Pickens, stop being a crybaby. All this childish shit of scrubbing your Instagram. I don't understand it. And last but not least, how full circle we came with Carson Wentz now being a backup in Los Angeles. Not only the place that he could have ended up when he got drafted, but that's where his career started. His career trajectory changed because that's where he tore his ACL way back when we was when we on our Super Bowl run. From that point on, he hasn't been the same. So like for him to be having to go be at his house of horrors for like however long he decides to be there is pretty crazy. So that's what I got. So I'm passing the baton. Speaking of racing and stuff like that, I'm passing the baton back to you, Sandy.
All right, so real quick, we'll go through some college football just to check in on the top 25 because we got some big games this weekend, Kay. Then obviously going through some NFL weekend action. Have a new segment that KK invented. I think it's really great. Area codes. So we're gonna talk about some of that.
Listen, I'm about to have I can't be saying stuff like that.
Sorry, honey.
True. Get it right. So yeah, we'll touch on all the different area codes and how they are shaping up for their future. Obviously, do some Week 10 matchups, and then we're gonna do some NBA. I got a nice little Who Do You Love segment for this week. A little bit of a weekend review. I wanted to really quick touch on Cam Thomas, and then talk about the in-season tournament because I know it's something we didn't get to talk about last time. So I think if we talk about the in-season tournament, what we like about it, if we like it or not, and all that good stuff about that.
Anyway.
But
all right, kick it out.
All right, college football, the top 25. What's it looking like right now? I wanted to get your guys' opinion. I guess it's kind of like what I had mentioned last week, that little sneak diss on putting Georgia at 2 or 3, and now they're number 1 again. So, told you. So they got Georgia at 1. Yeah.
I thought they still had Ohio State at number 1.
No, last time I saw Georgia was at 1.
No, they got Ohio State number 1, Georgia 2 still.
For real.
Could be different polls. One of you guys can
be looking. You're probably looking at AP or something.
True,
yeah. College football rankings, we got Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State still, Washington, and Oregon. Like the top 6 didn't change at all.
Yeah.
Or top 8 actually. So, man, we all, I watched a lot of college. I had a lot of time on my hands this weekend. I had the house to myself. I just watched a lot of college football. Alabama, they're for them not to move up from 8. I know they have one loss, and they lost to Texas, so it's weird to kind of jump them. For Alabama, Alabama deserves to me. I know I'm a little homer when it comes to Nick Saban. Like I'm such a big fan of his, but I think if they play Florida State right now, they beat them by 30. Like I don't see the allure with Florida State. To me, like their strength of schedule has been a little, it's been a little bit better than maybe Michigan or Georgia, but I don't feel convinced by Florida State by any means. But when I watch Alabama to LSU, like I watch Alabama LSU, and I also watch Florida State LSU. Alabama just like they look like Alabama again. I'm like, all right, that's the team to me that if any of these teams slip a little bit, they jump at everybody because at the end of the day, you still got to respect who Alabama is. That's how I feel. Michigan, the whole scan. I think we're going to be penalized by the voters, just how everything is with the sign stealing. Even though Ohio State did it too, and Purdue did it too, and that's another story for another day. Everybody's snitching on each other now, but for me, the top fours remain the same. I think I'd put Washington ahead of Florida personally. Florida State personally, but that's the only thing I'd probably change. But Alabama to me, Vic, you were onto something that one day when you said that. Like at first I was like, I don't know, but then I really thought about it.
I want to see Vic's receipt. I want to see Vic's receipt.
Quarterback is looking a lot better. I don't know. Did you watch the game this weekend, Vic? Hold up. Vic, Vic, I love you. I can't hear you.
All right. I think I fixed the mute.
There you go.
All right. Sorry. I was putting on the Utah Jazz Indiana game on my computer. I didn't want it to blast that sound.
Utah Jazz, guys, just so you know, that's somebody who bets money on stuff. Because who the hell is watching Utah versus Indiana? I'm just like, let's be honest. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, the thing about Alabama was always their defense. Like I always felt like they had the defense that, their offense, yes, it's not built to come back, but I think the defense is really good this year. Now that the offense is starting to come along, you're starting to see something happen there. And I really like Alabama. The toughest test for them, obviously, is going to be Georgia at the end of the year. But if they can get past Georgia, I don't know who's going to beat them in the national championship playoff.
You don't think Michigan or Ohio State can get them?
Nope.
I don't think Ohio State can. First, Ohio State has not done anything impressive to me this year. So I don't know who they're paying for them to be number one, but that's a travesty. But Georgia has looked a lot, has looked pretty dominant. Michigan's looked dominant. Florida State, to me, I don't see it. So to me, if I had to do it, I'd go Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Alabama. That's how I do it. But A-Rod, what have you seen?
I think for Alabama, it was all about finding out who the quarterback's going to be because Nick Saban goes through players, like recycles through them like nobody's business. One guy's here, the next year he's gone. So finding the right quarterback after Bryce Young, it took a few games, 3 or 4 games, to realize this guy's the starter. So finding that guy and then moving at the pace that Alabama moves at, you're seeing them be dominant once again. I watched the LSU game. It was neck and neck until the third quarter where they just ragdoll their asses. So, I think with the top 4, I'm actually okay with it right now. Only because Alabama does have that one loss, so that's kind of tough to put up there. I think they deserve to be there, obviously, but your schedule speaks for itself, and your ranking and your record speaks for yourself. So if they didn't have that loss, of course they'd be up there. But this whole James Madison bullshit that I keep seeing pop up, like, yo, just hang it up, guys. You ain't gonna.
Bro, they beat Michigan State in basketball too. Like, I don't know what kind of NIL money they're getting at James Madison, but that shit got to be legit. Like, what the hell? Sammy, I know you were busy this weekend, but any college football that you paid attention to at all?
Yeah. So Saturday night I watched a little bit just because I had to go to bed early, but I did watch the Alabama LSU game. I was impressed. Honestly, I was impressed by both teams. I did come around on what Vic was mentioning about Alabama and their slow start and how they get better because that game was super impressive on both ends of the ball. Now, as far as what I think for the top 4, top 5, I mean, I'm okay with it for right now, and I know this is going to be kind of the bulk of some of these schedules, right? Like you're going to get a lot of these rivalry games that are all going to be in the top 5, top 10, and this is going to be kind of, I think, where all the teams differentiate themselves, right? Like this is where that top 4, top 5 is going to determine, are they really top 4 or top 5? So the next 3 weeks at least, in my opinion.
So, what key games are you looking at this weekend?
So the perfect games I got, I think, for this week, at least there's 3 of them right off the top of my head. You got Michigan, Penn State, obviously, 1-9. So that's a big test for Michigan again. Michigan's had some pretty big tests all year. Washington, Utah. Obviously, I'm watching that because I want Washington to lose for selfish reasons. And then I got UGA, Ole Miss. So this is another slight test for Georgia. Although I'm not as high on Ole Miss as everybody else is, but I still think Georgia's probably going to manhandle them. But I mean, we'll see. But those are the 3
Ole
that I
Miss
have like off the top of my head.
We'll see what Lane Kiffin can pull off.
Ole Miss is a good team.
Yeah, you're right.
Sammy, you're legitimately the only Pac-12 fan I've ever met in my life.
Right.
Me too.
Oh,
he's a USC fanatic.
It's just so boring, I guess. Like I get it, but like
he's trying to see people get
is just so boring, man.
I like all the Pac-12 teams, to be honest.
Boring.
Bigger USC fan. I like watching Oregon play. Michael Penix, man, we'll talk about that game. Like that dude is, if he's not the Heisman, it's highway robbery.
I think he's number 1 right now.
That game was actually really good, to be honest.
It was really good. It was a really good game, and I'm not worried about Caleb Williams. I just think that everything that he has around him is not that good
It's not.
to what USC's had in the past.
Yeah,
like he had a pretty good game.
They put up 42 points. Like
Yeah.
Come on.
The defense is just like it's not there. There's no defense.
And it's the one time that I will say about USC is I feel bad that loss knocked them out of the top 25. I was like, that's kind of important. Like that shouldn't happen, because Washington's supposed to beat you technically, right? If the rankings are right. So,
do we have any issue? Because I don't, but people, I don't know. I listen. I look at stuff on media, social media, and all that stuff with Caleb Williams crying. I don't have any issue with that. I think that shows passion. Somebody's getting paid all that money and still crying for college games. To me, that shows a lot. But I'm seeing some idiots I think they're idiots. No offense if you guys agree with them, but it's like, getting after this kid, for crying on the sideline. Like, I don't know. I thought that showed a lot to me. Why I would want to pick him number 1, because he does care. Like as much as people don't think he cares. Maybe he's a little cocky. He cares. So I don't know. I felt pretty good about that personally.
Yeah, I got no issue with it.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I think he also probably knew that loss meant that they were going to be knocked out. Like that's it. You can't lose. You really can't lose one game. You maybe can get away with 1 to 2, but then if you lose 3, you're done.
So, I don't even know if they could get away with the 1 loss.
Yeah, of course.
I said Pac-12.
Right.
I want to, before we move on from college football, I want to formally apologize to the University of Colorado Buffaloes and mainly Shedeur Sanders. He's really good.
You think Caleb Williams has it bad? Shedeur got no kind of protection.
I just want to apologize, for everything I said about them. That kid can ball, and he fights, man. He's a fighter. He could be having a bad game, and that's the sign of a good quarterback to me, right? Is somebody that's not might not have the rhythm early on, but can get it going late in the game if they need to. And I think although they didn't pull out the win, he looked really good in the final half of those games, final half of that game. So shout out to Shedeur. And at this point, I'll be honest, I would rather have Shedeur Sanders over Caleb Williams.
Ooh, that's big. I think the thing with Colorado, the thing I'm most impressed by, they only got manhandled by Oregon, right? Outside of that, they've shown that they're within striking range of beating a lot of these other teams. Obviously, Washington's superior. A lot of these teams are a lot more superior than they are, right? But they haven't backed down. Like they've shown that they can kind of hang. So for a team that has no type of defense and no type of offensive line, like you said, you got to be pretty tough to kind of deal with all that as a quarterback. I think he's handled it pretty well. This is not, this is obviously not the finished product. They're going to be back next year. I think Caleb Williams, I have a weird feeling he might want to come back next year too. But
no way.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Money.
because we're about to go to the NFL. We're about to talk about the NFL, and I got some teams on there that have a potential to get a number 1, 2, 3, 4 pick. I'm like, does he really want to be there? So that's just, we'll get to that. But floor is yours, Sammy.
You guys got anything left for college? I know Vic just had his little apology to sound.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
All right, so going from Saturday nights to Sunday. All right, we'll start with our little bit of a round robin. KK, we're gonna end with you this time, all right? Hold on for a second. I know that's you got a great week. You got a great team. Hey, Rod or Vic, who wants to go first? You guys want to sound off, or you just want to move on and let the Eagles talk?
You want rock, paper, scissors for it?
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll defer to you.
First. Oh my God, these pages are stuck together in time.
What do you
Go
got on
ahead,
the Jets,
A-Rod, you
A-Rod?
got it.
You want me to talk about the Jets?
Pretty rough.
Yeah, bro, fair weather podcast. You got to sound off on the squad, bro.
You want me to sound off on my shit team? Okay, so this team, this is the best analogy that I can give you about this team. You're a kid, and your Christmas is coming up, and you hear mom and dad at the coffee table talking, oh, we're going to get a dog, we're going to get a dog. It's going to be happy, and you're excited for this dog when Christmas comes, and out comes the box. It's shaking. You open the box. The dog has mange.
Oh.
No, the dog has mange. The dog has mange. Okay, it's a cat. That would be funnier. But the dog has mange, and you have to deal with this dog, that you should probably just euthanize and get rid of and be done with. Yeah. But this is the type of life that I live as a Jets fan, okay? I remember last week I said Zach Wilson has progressively gotten better, and I had to give him his flowers. Well, I'm taking those flowers from Zach Wilson.
No, can't do that.
And I'm burying them in cat shit.
Can't do that. It's not his fault.
No.
Just talk about Shador Sanders.
I watch. Listen. I understand that the offensive line is not healthy, okay? But you got to be smarter. You got to be smarter. I watch these games and I focus on the entire thing. And I'm starting to focus more on Zach, what he does. I saw a play where he could have ran for 10 yards and got the first down, but he decided to throw it. And I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then for every pass he makes and a player drops, that sucks. That does suck, but it doesn't hamper the bad decisions that he makes, okay? I would have been happy if they would have got NASA product himself, Josh Dobbs, to come in and take over for this offense, because it's gut-wrenching to watch every time. We have the tools to be successful, but we're a shitty offense with him at the helm. He can't get the ball to receivers, and when he does, here's the only time he does. When there's 5 minutes left on the clock, he looks like the second coming of Tom Brady out there. He can march you down the field. He can do all that shit with 5 minutes on the clock, but we're down by 13. So what are we really trying to do there? So
like Tim Tebow.
Zach Wilson
sounds like coaching an offensive line to me.
I'll give him his maturity. He's gotten more mature. He's handled himself better in the locker room. Robert Saleh is stuck between a rock and a hard place, no pun intended. But it's just like you got to roll with it. It's that or him or a Boyle, Tom Boyle, like whoever the fuck that guy is. Like I don't know. And then we got what's his face on the practice squad, the guy that looks like a thumb that was supposed to be the savior for Denver. What's his name? Exactly. Who gives a fuck?
I have no idea.
Nobody cares. But this team. Defense is great. I got no gripes with this defense. This defense looks good. They get 6 sacks a game, 4 to 6 sacks a game, and they're just out there too long. They're gassed. They're all tired. And the Williams brothers are the truth, but if the quarterback just can't be efficient in the pocket, nothing's going to happen. He holds on to the ball too long. He overthrows receivers. He underthrows receivers, and the only time he shines is like in the last 5 minutes. And everybody is like, oh, he's got the most third, comeback wins in the NFL with 3. Like, the defense put him to be there. The defense made it for that to happen. Or the defense intercepted the ball and ran it in for a touchdown or something like that. So let's not give this man his praises. Let's call him at best an average quarterback in the league. But if you want it from a passionate, diehard, I root for this team day in and I drink my wine from a Jets glass, like, this team is underachieving, and Zach Wilson ain't the answer. I'm sorry.
I want to. Who are you arguing with? I don't know anybody that disagrees with you.
No, but you were saying that he's good. Like you were telling.
I didn't say he was good.
Nobody said he was good. We're
No,
just saying he's
I-
gotten better than what we.
I said he's not awful. I never said he was good.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful is the
No,
word.
no.
Awful
He's not.
is the
He's
word.
not the worst quarterback in the
Not the
NFL.
word, bro. Come on.
He is.
Even Solid said that wasn't his worst game. There was a lot of mistakes that was made in that
I
game.
expect Solid. I expect Solid to say shit like that when it comes to the team. I expect him to say that. I don't want him to come out and be like, "Yeah, he's dog shit," but we're gonna have to keep rolling him because the guy who signs my checks up here is gonna tell me I have to start him. Like that's the nature of the beast. And this whole teasing of Aaron Rodgers and getting all the Jets fans hard pause about him coming back early and him throwing on the field and his little antics of like, we'll see. You know, like, I guess we'll never know type shit.
This is the Aaron Rodgers experience that you're getting right now.
I know. Like, imagine.
But what is there to rush back
with
to?
this O-line?
That's what I'm saying. What is there to rush back to with this O-line? Because like he got hurt because they couldn't block Leonard Floyd. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It is rough, but we're going to talk about New York in a little bit. So
Show me a gun.
I want to get to New England real quick.
Let me ask you this though, A-Rod. I want to understand, like, because we talked about this. You said you were going to answer me on the podcast. Do you want to win or do you want to lose? Like, because I'm very confused with some of the stuff that you're giving me. You know, because you get excited when you win and you post
Sammy,
all this
I'm a
stuff
passionate
about like
fan.
the winning, but then you're like,
Sammy, you gotta understand, bro. Being a Jets fan, like you're coming into this phase, okay? You're coming into this
what do you
phase of
mean?
being.
We were in this
dog shit.
phase before the 2000s.
He acts like we weren't Patriots fans in the 90s.
Okay, but it was a long time. You guys weren't watching. You were shitting in Pampers when the Patriots sucked then.
How old do
wow.
you think we are?
By the time you could drive to the point that you could like go to college, they were really fucking good for a very long
Celtics
time.
fans too.
What
That was
about
tough
the
for a
Red
while.
Sox, the Celtics?
We're not talking about those shit teams, okay?
Exactly.
Fuck them. I'm talking about the dog shit that I've had to watch in, year out, from the moment I was a kid to where I am now, and I'm happy for a win. And team should be way better than what it is, but it's a major injury. It's a major injury to Aaron Rodgers, and that hampers it. What would I want? Shit, I want to see them do good. I'm not telling you I want to see them lose, but like they find ways to win, and when they find ways to win, you can't be mad at that. A win's a win.
I will say this though, and this is something I had mentioned to you. And I think KK said. I think Vic has said it before. I think this is also a situation where I'm not saying Zach Wilson's good, not at all. Like I'm done with that. I'm not saying Mac Jones is good. I'm saying, but I don't think this is a situation that you can honestly say that Aaron Rodgers would be that much. I mean, maybe in certain cases he'll be that much better, but that offensive line is very bad. Like I'm surprised Zach Wilson is still alive. Like I'm surprised he's not dead.
Dude, I said some bad shit over the weekend, and I still kind of stand by it, but I kind of don't at the same time. But
no, don't even repeat yourself.
I'm not going
you off
to,
right now.
I kind of stand by it.
Turn off his mic.
I do.
We're not doing this. I'm not.
All right, Patriots.
Inshallah, right? Inshallah,
Yeah,
I draw the line right there.
All right.
My take to this is if Aaron Rodgers was at the helm and this was going on, do you think he would sit back and deal with this shit, or would he be a crybaby like he usually is? Like, I want you to go get this. I want you to do that, and be vocal about it.
He tried it in Green Bay. They didn't get nothing for him.
The Jets will bend over backwards for this man. They'll run backwards through a cornfield for him if they wanted to, bro.
I just don't know how you're gonna get like an offensive lineman like readily available mid-season though. That's my only thing.
No, I truly don't care. I really don't want to make the playoffs, but somehow we might sneak in. I don't know. I'm hoping we don't. I don't want anything to play for. I just want Aaron back healthy. I want them to fix the O-line problem. I want the guys that are hurt on the O-line to come back healthy. Don't rush them back. Just find a way to do it. Just find a way. It's a new season for me next year, so I'll be as joyous as I was coming into the season this year. I'll keep that same energy, but I'm saving it for next year.
All right. Keep winning, baby. It's good for us. Vic, what do you got on the Patriots?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on the Jets there. I'm just going to say the Patriots suck. I'm done with it.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally take what A-Rod said about the Jets and just apply it to the New England Patriots because we're in the same exact boat, except I don't think our skill positions are as good for the future. So if we were doing doing area code for Massachusetts or New England, which we're not, it's not looking very good, bruv. So anyway, that's all I gotta say.
I'd be very upset.
I was going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers have been outgained 8 games in a row and they're 5-3. So it's possible, guys.
But we got outpossessed by the Washington Commanders. By 15 minutes.
Not even a real team.
Yeah.
All right, KK, take the floor, brother.
I ain't got really much to say. We got Jalen Hurts. That man said after that game, after we beat the dumbass Cowboys, he said, "For this city, I'll do anything." When he said that, that's all I needed to hear. I was ready to run through the damn wall myself.
Is that Kyrie Irving?
Now listen,
I remember that. I'll come back if you'll have me.
Obviously, we still till this day, we still don't look how I want us to look, and somehow we're 8-1. That to me is a mark of a team that's that's pretty good, because we're winning games that back in the day we would lose, because that's just the nature of the beast. But when you have a player like Jalen Hurts at the helm, and like I said this before, everybody made fun of Dan Campbell when he said he's gonna bite people's knees off. Everybody made fun of Nick Sirianni when he was talking about whatever plants and shit. Hey, these weirdos are getting it done. So we go for it on 4th down, and normally, so like when I watch the Chargers go for it on 4th down, I'm like, this is a bad idea, right? When I watch us go for it on 4th down, I'm like, yeah, this is a very smart idea. Like, it's just you can just tell there's a philosophy that makes a little bit more sense when we go, because at the end of the day, unfortunately for these other teams, they can't stop the tush push, and they try the tush push too.
I don't get it. Listen,
Dak Prescott got tush pushed, and they didn't cry about that. But lo and behold, they want to make a whole scene about this. Tom Brady, for the last 20 years with the New England Patriots, what was he the best at? Quarterback sneak. All right, so let's stop this shit right now. Leave it alone. Fly Eagles fly. It's my bachelor party weekend, and we're on a bye week. I cannot have planned this any better. Go Birds.
All right. Awesome. Let's just slide right in. Pause to area codes. All right, we're halfway through the NFL season. We want to rank these NFL states and their current situations, not teams. So kind of like the culmination of all the teams in that state. Who's better set up for success over the next few years? Combination. So, all right, first and foremost, here we go. We're back. Let's start with New York. Yay. So we got the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, and the New York Giants. So I guess
let me set the table real quick.
Set the table. Set it.
I'm gonna pass it to you, A-Rod. So the Jets. Obviously, you have Aaron Rodgers. When is he turn? When is he turning 40? You know?
Airs, man.
I'll just say you got a 40-year-old basically quarterback. You have Zach Wilson kind of playing backup, and you guys are competitive, but almost there. You have Buffalo, and it's hard to really tell what's going on in Buffalo, but you have Josh Allen, and then you have the Giants, who just lost Daniel Jones for the rest of the season, which actually hurts me because they now have a chance to get a top 3-2 pick, which scares me because they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do. They might not butcher it, and they might go get themselves a Caleb Williams, and I'm gonna be depressed for the next 20 years. So, who do you think, as of right now, and just ranking best situations in the state of New York, since you are our Mr. New York Nick over here, and Jet?
If
Yankee.
If I had to give it to them, I mean, Buffalo still has the edge over New York. I would give Buffalo, the Jets, then the Giants. The Giants are a dumpster fire. They're a shit show. The Jets, if they had a quarterback, would be talking about something different and a healthier O-line. The Bills just find ways to lose. Like, they're in the games. They don't get blown out. They just find ways to lose the game, and it's all Josh Allen's bonehead plays, what we've been preaching for the longest. He's the most overrated quarterback in the league. Like, everyone praises him that he's like this MVP candidate every year, but he loses to us.
I can't put it all on Josh Allen.
We'll never know.
I can't put it all on Josh Allen.
Oh, can I go next? I have a really good take.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Oh, maybe you have the same one. But I actually think Jets, Bills, then Giants. And the only reason I say that is I don't necessarily think it's just the Aaron Rodgers situation. I think if you look at the entire Jets team, skill positions, offense, defense, they're all very young. I think if you look at Buffalo, they're in their window now. Like this is like they have to do it within a year or two. And if they don't, they have to kind of get rid of it because it's not working. And in my opinion, it's not like read between the lines, Buffalo. It's not working. Like it's just not working. And then the Giants. I'm not really sure what to say. I apologize for any of my Brian Daboll stuff earlier in the season.
Vic, what you think?
Nah, I don't know why Sammy thinks that the Jets are so much younger than the Bills, but the defense is a little bit older. But I think right now it's the Bills, Jets, Giants in that order. That's who I would have. I would rather have Buffalo situation because they have the quarterback, right? And that's the hardest asset to get. And I know he's overrated, granted, but he's still probably top 5, top 6 guy in the league, I think. And just securing a top 6 guy in the league, you're already ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna give it to you from a different perspective. So I'll still put the Bills at that top only because they do, like you said, they have somebody that they have faith in at quarterback, right? Like,
but they only have one game over the Jets. Like, there's only one game.
But you can fix the other stuff.
Think about it. To me, a lot of their problem is Brian Daboll walked out of that door because when they had him in the room, their offense looked a lot more it looked like it functioned a lot better, right? I think Brian Daboll was able to get the best out of Josh Allen. I feel like Josh Allen is not the problem. I feel like they have a lot of other issues that can be fixed, right? But I have the Giants over the Jets only because listen. I'm talking about situation. The Giants suck, right? They are horrible. They're going to get a top 3 or 4 pick. I don't think they're going to screw it up because at the end of the day, Marvin Harrison is going to be on the board at somewhere there. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Michael. There's a lot of good talent coming out of this draft, and sometimes all it takes is that one guy, and the whole culture changes. Like look at Cincinnati; they were a dumpster fire for years. Joe Burrow walks through that door, even when they start off 0-2, it don't matter. Like we're already talking about them having a chance to make it back to the Super Bowl, right? And then look at the Jets. The problem that they're going to run into is that Aaron Rodgers is old, so he only has a little bit left in his window, and Zach Wilson is not the answer. So if Aaron Rodgers can't come back to what he is, and Zach Wilson never becomes what he can be, where do you turn to? Like that's where I'm a little bit concerned because to me, if we're ranking them right now, I'll put the Jets over the Giants by a mile. But I'm looking a little bit more down the line. I'm like, if this, like, look at Tom Brady leaving the Bucks, right? Like, he left, like, you see that meme with that girl looking at the house on fire, kind of burning down. That's him over there. That's the look. And I'm like, he left them in shambles, and that's what I'm a little concerned about. But yeah, that's just my take.
I will say this about the Jets, and you might laugh at me about this, but we statistically draft good quarterbacks. However, we draft good quarterbacks. However, we put them in a position to fail each year because we don't have an O-line or we don't have any offensive weapons to throw, or the Vernius Coles is 38 years old and we're throwing him the ball and that's our number one. So that's the kind of like realization that we
statistically speaking, the Jets always pick the guy that they should pick at the position that they are. It's just their team is not built for any sort of success for that guy, or that player doesn't end up panning out, which again counters KK's point saying, oh, they can have a top 3 pick, but you don't fucking know what that top 3 pick is going to be for the Giants. For the Giants case, I mean.
And the Giants have no offensive weapons for that quarterback either.
Haystacks.
If they were to take Marvin Harrison Jr., do you think fucking Paste Eater is going to throw him the ball perfectly?
Zach Wilson, James Morgan, Christian Hackenberg, Bryce Petty, Taj Boyd, Geno Smith. Greg McElroy, Mark Sanchez.
I'm talking about my first round quarterback picks. Like Mark Sanchez got us to the AFC Championship.
No. Rex Ryan's defense got you to the AFC
Okay,
Championship.
but he was at the helm. It doesn't matter. He was at the helm and he was playing good. But when they took everything away from him, he sucked. Then we went and got Sam Darnold. And I told you I liked the kid, but we had nothing to do with it. He had no offensive weapons to throw to. I don't even know who the fucking receivers were that year.
He's backing up a 7th round pick right now.
He could start. You know damn well he could start if they decided to change and he'd be okay.
He backed up.
All right, next area code. I don't want to stick.
No. Don't
Next
get
area
mad
code.
now.
No, we just made a point. Next area code.
I'm not mad.
California, we got the Rams, Chargers, and 49ers. Go ahead, KK. Start us off with that one.
All right,
Man.
Hey, all right, Tupac. Hey, simmer down, Pimpin. All right, listen. LA Rams, they went all in. They got their Super Bowl, and now it's like, now what? The Chargers, we've been watching this story for the last 25 years, and it's like, okay, when are they going to get over the hump? And then the 49ers, some days they look like the best team in the NFL, and then some days they look like they have a 7th round pick at quarterback. So I'm gonna start with you, Vic, on this one. Rank them, California, moving forward. Where we at?
I'm gonna go 49. You know what? No, I'm gonna go Chargers because I'm gonna stick to the theme here. Quarterback is key. They have the quarterback set. Chargers, 49ers, Rams.
And why?
No. No why. Just that's it.
Okay. Drop the mic. All right.
No. So here's why, okay? Los Angeles Chargers. We got Justin Herbert. Great quarterback, right? And I'm trying to get my fucking computer loaded, but I gotta close all these goddamn NBA games I got open.
I'm sure one of those games is the Philadelphia 76ers beating up on Boston Celtics. I'm sure that's one of them.
Yeah, that's what happens. You live or die by the 3, baby.
I'm just saying, baby.
Hey, we'll see you in June.
In June? No, May. We'll see you in May.
May. That's right. We'll be playing in June. You won't.
Okay.
Why won't you load? I'm trying to get Justin Herbert stats. I can't. But just so right now, they have Herbert in place. They have a good defense, solid young defense, right? The only thing that they're lacking is their skill positions are getting a little bit older. But I like Los Angeles moving forward. They got a good coach there. Give me the Los Angeles Chargers over the 49ers. I just don't like the quarterback situation. I'm not sold on Purdy completely, but we'll see.
And then and the Rams, obviously Matthew Stafford's a little bit older, and they have a lot of different things going on with that running back, and Cooper Kupp is in his 30s too. Do they have any hope? Because they don't really have that much going on.
They had the best coach of the 3 teams, right? In my opinion.
You like better than Shanahan?
Oh yeah, I like McVay better than Shanahan. But if you have a good coach, things can fall into place. They're not like the Patriots where their coach is 90 years old and is still playing like it's 1950s football. Yeah. And not playing guys because they didn't show up on time to the hotel at night. What the fuck are we doing? Anyway. I definitely like I definitely think the Rams can turn around. I just don't know who they're going to get to play that quarterback position. I don't know what free agents are coming up, but that's definitely something that they're going to have to address. I don't know how much longer Stafford's going to be playing based on how many injuries he's had in the past. He doesn't seem like a guy that's going to play deep into his 40s, Yeah. So that's the only thing I want to see is how they're going to address that quarterback position if we're talking over the next few years.
All right, A-Rod, you're Mr. California in a weird way.
California love. By the way, I just want to say the Knicks are dogging the Spurs and have held Wemby to 2 fucking points tonight. 0 for 7 shooting. I want you to know.
Thank God I didn't put him on my parlay tonight because I had a feeling this would happen. The pressure is a lot. That's a lot. Right. That's a lot. But we'll get to NBA later.
California, I'm going Niners. I'm going Chargers, I'm going Rams. I like what the Niners have as far as pieces going forward. Yeah, Brock Purdy may not be the prettiest, but no pun intended. But I think he's serviceable there.
Right there.
I think with with Justin Herbert, I have no issues with him, but Austin Eckler ain't going to – I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here. So he ain't going to be there, and that's the one who scores most of the points for them. So you got a hole in the running back. Keenan Allen's on the wrong side of 36. He's going to be out soon. And your receivers get hurt every year. So you got Quentin Johnston, and every week I hear, pick up Quentin Johnston, pick him. He's going to have a good game, and he does nothing. And Mike Williams, love the guy, but he can't stay healthy. So I think the Chargers are going to be in offensive purgatory. And for the Rams, the surgence of Pukanuka and Tutu Atwell, I mean, that looks pretty good. Those two guys right there as a 2 and a 3. When Cooper Kupp goes down, they step up and they do their job. Kieran Williams, when healthy, he's pretty freaking good. And I've never said about a Notre Dame running back, but goddamn, he's pretty good when he's healthy. And the only question is the quarterback position, but they're sitting in a perfect spot to go and draft a quarterback next year. So I think they'll get the right pick and take it on somebody.
Damn, you don't believe in Stetson Bennett?
Absolutely not. He's my age.
All right, real quick. I'm looking at the 49ers cap hits for next year. Trent Williams, $31 million. Eric Armstead, $28 million. Deebo Samuel, $28 million. How the hell are they going to afford all these damn contracts? Like, they're so fortunate that Brock Purdy is getting paid like $500,000, whatever, because $350,000. Like, that's a steal, right? But I don't believe in Brock Purdy like a lot of people do, right? And they are very top heavy paws when it comes to money. To me, it's going to catch up with them, but I still have them, in that number one spot moving forward because, what's the Chargers coach's name? Kelly.
Haley.
He's horrible. No offense, but that Monday Night Football game was one of the sloppiest football games I ever watched in my life. And Robert Saleh is a good coach. I love Robert Saleh, so a lot of it wasn't his fault, but homeboy, bro, like, I don't understand how he still has a job. He's not a good coach. And when I look at situations, quarterback and coach kind of go hand in hand, right? So we'll see what happens with Brock Purdy. We'll see if Sam Darnold maybe has a chance to reprove himself. And then, Justin Herbert, I like the guy a lot, but he can't there's a lot of, like, Phillip Rivers couldn't get it done. What makes me think that they're going to automatically figure it out, even with all that talent that they have, it's a little concerning. And then the Rams, to me, they're going to be a team that's going to be stuck in that almost good enough for the rest of their tenure with how they're situated now. So that's how I got 49ers, Chargers, and the Rams.
All right, so we got Texas. So we got the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans. Who wants to start?
Easy. Dallas and Houston. That's it.
Can we talk about C.J. Stroud real quick?
Houston and Dallas, baby.
Vic, please. I want you to please tell me how C.J. Stroud did this weekend, because he won me some fantasy games this weekend. So I just want to what was your perspective on C.J. Stroud this weekend?
He's incredible. I mean, it's the same thing that I've been saying, since before the draft. Is he's the best quarterback in the draft, and should have gone number one. But the thing about Bryce Young is if you can't win a championship at all at Alabama while you're there, you're probably a trash quarterback. And I think we saw that. But anyway, back to C.J. Stroud. The dude was incredible. I mean, what C.J. Stroud is doing with this Houston Texans team offense specifically is he's elevating some players that probably wouldn't be stars anywhere else. I mean, Nico Collins is good, but Tank Dell. I mean, these guys aren't household names. He's making them household names. Something that Mac Jones can't do either, by the way. But 470 yards, 5 touchdowns.
And it's what I've been preaching the whole time about the Bucs. You want to beat them? Throw on them. Just throw on the Bucs.
A-Rod, I give you your flowers. A-Rod, I give you your flowers on that one. They got carved. They got carved up. 45 seconds left.
500 yards passing from the guy too. 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, 50 fantasy points in some leagues. I mean, the guy is incredible. So hats off to him. He's just a great quarterback. And hats off to this Texans defense, right? Love to see D'Amico Ryans. Good for him.
So for you moving forward, would you rather be a Texans fan or a Cowboys fan if you had to pick a trajectory for the next 5 years?
Oh man, the only reason Cowboys would even come into the conversation is because their owner is willing to make moves, right?
Yeah.
And willing to spend. I haven't really seen that same kind of ownership with the Texans so far, but I'm going to keep going back to the quarterback. Who would I rather have right now for the next 10 years, Dak Prescott or C.J. Stroud? I think based on this rookie season, C.J. Stroud is definitely the guy in Texas.
I mean, Dak had a pretty decent rookie year. I mean, that's because they ran the ball really well.
Let's not poop on Dak against the Eagles. He had a really
no. He carved us up too. I give him his credit.
I'm just talking about for the next 10 years. Who am I going to want at quarterback?
10 years, bro.
I don't know, 5 years. Fuck.
I mean, even in the next 5 years, I'll probably still want CJ. I feel like we're just talking about, somebody changing life in an organization. Joe Burrow's gone to Cincinnati and changed their life. CJ Stroud to me has that same type of capability. So I mean, I would much rather, even though the Houston Texans always, they do weird shit. And when it's going good, they find a way to screw it up. I'll be lying to you. I'd still probably kind of rock with the Cowboys moving forward because at the end of the day, they really want to win a Super Bowl. I feel like some owners don't really care as much. Jerry Jones, their family, they really want to win. So to me, they're gonna. Even though I would take C.J. Stroud over Dak Prescott, and I like what they got going on. And funny enough. Dalton Schultz, a former Cowboy, Noah Brown, former Cowboy, Mark Murray, former Cowboy, they all balled out weekend, and Dak couldn't get all of that out from them, and the Cowboys couldn't get all of that out of them. So it's really funny that they continue to find a way to screw it up. But you know what? I'm taking the Texans. I'm rocking with the Texans. C.J. Stroud is him, so I'm rocking with Houston on this one. Let's go.
Why not? Right, they're a fun team.
Yeah.
Fuck Cowboys.
Come on, yeah. If anybody ever heard me saying anything positive about the Cowboys, I can't do that. I can't do that. So yeah, we rocking with Houston on this one. Yeah. All right, Sammy.
Anybody else have any gripes with that? No. All right. So our hometowns, or where we all reside, we got Florida area code. We got the Jaguars, the Dolphins, and the Bucks. So who would we rather be now or in the next 5 years? Who wants to go first?
Mr. A-Rod, you got this one. That one's kind of weird.
It is.
Because
I like the Jaguars at 1. I like the Jaguars at 1 because what they're drafting and putting around, this has been the best drafting and compilation of a team that I've seen them put together as far as getting pieces that make sense for your quarterback and for your defense. I think the Dolphins, they're just high off those Dan Marino years that they never won a Super Bowl and thought they were going to win it with Dan, and they thought they had the best feet. They were basically the Chargers of the 90s. Couldn't get it done. So I think they're living off that high, and they're spending all this money. I don't know how they can afford all these players because there's a hella big luxury tax. Isn't there a big state income tax and shit like that?
There's no state income tax in Florida.
You know that?
It's California.
We in Florida, baby.
California. My bad. But I just don't know how they get all these players and all these contracts. And I was scared for them to get Bradley Chubb, and he ain't really done much to scare me. So, but I feel like that cap is going to hit hard when it hits. They're not going to be able to keep all these players. And the Bucks.
Have they paid Tua yet?
I don't know. I think they picked up his 5th-year option.
Ooh, they're not going to need to pay him anyway. It's not going to get paid number one quarterback, top quarterback money.
Yes, they have the number one offense. They're going to pay him.
Yeah, if any team were to do it, it'd be Miami. And the Bucks, it's the same shit with them. They have a good product on the field in one spot, and they have dog shit on the other side. And what do? They go get one star somewhere and put him on the team on the offense, and then he's going to change it. And then they got Baker Mayfield throwing to him, and Baker ain't it. I'm sorry. Baker has good games and Baker has bad games, But I think the Bucks, they're going through an identity crisis of Super Bowl hangovers, and they're just like that guy at the party that you're like, hey man, tap out, you're done, and they just keep drinking. We're going to Super Bowl, and they're just getting hammered more, and it's not the product. You don't got Tom Brady, you ain't going nowhere. So.
And if you have the Glazers that had anything to do with your team, just know it ain't going nowhere. I can speak on that from a Manchester United standpoint. Obviously, we can speak on like here's what's going to happen with the Bucks. They're going to win a Super Bowl again in 20 years. Like that's what it's like. They're on a 20-year clip now. It's like, all right, 2020, maybe they'll win one in 2040. They're going to be pretty average from here on out. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll go Jacksonville because I love Trevor Lawrence, and I think Doug Peterson is him. And then I'll go Dolphins and then Bucks as well. Only because the Bucks, I saw it with John Gruden. We thought, oh my God, he won a Super Bowl. Now what? He ain't done shit since then. So, and then right now, to me, they don't have an identity like you said. So, defense used to be the identity, and they got carved up by C.J. Stroud. Mike Evans is getting old. Chris Godwin's body is like 50 years old with all the injuries he's already had and knees, and
this may be shitty of me to say, but this is how I feel about the Bucks GM. Like, that meme of the guy that was like applied for like an elevator technician job, day 342. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, that's how I feel about the Lights as the GM for the Bucks. I feel like he was on the way out. He was packing his shit. Tom Brady called him.
Tom Brady came in.
They gave him an extension, and he still put together a good team. And I don't ever see him speak. I don't hear him say anything. Like, I just don't think he's a good GM.
Yeah.
Vic, I know you're gonna probably have to bounce because you got kid duties and things, but give us your.
So just last thoughts on this. So I have to agree with you. I like the Jags. I think I like. It's kind of funny though because we're getting surprised by them actually doing a good job building an organization because we're so used to them being shitty over these years. But the Dolphins really scare me still. And I know we all like Tua, but I think you could put a guard in them.
Pretenders, you sold me on it, and I'm drinking that Kool-Aid, man.
The
big handle one. I'm fucking down in that bitch right now.
I think their defense is the fact that their defense is better now. I think that's going to help them be a little more balanced.
That's what I'm saying. They have the number 7 defense in the NFL and number 1 offense. So I mean that's based on Pro Football Focus's numbers at least. Yeah. But I don't know, man. That offense, Mike McDaniel's really good.
He is good. I like him.
And not taking anything away from Doug Peterson, who actually is the only one that has a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So I like. God, it's tough. This is a tough one between the Jags and the Dolphins. Oh fuck it, I'll ride with A-Rod. I'm gonna go Jags here. Trevor Lawrence is my guy. Love Sunshine. Get some better weapons around him. Do what you're doing with the defense. Keep building that up. And I hope for the best for Jacksonville. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah. And also, real quick, and talking about the Dolphins' offense, yeah, it's dynamic, right? It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like it's a lot of people moving around and all that shit. But to me, when it gets cold and it's December, it's hard for me to like really see them really beating a team in a cold weather environment. So that's what I'm a little concerned about. But I'll leave it at that. And the Bucks, we'll see what happens with them. But let's look at some of these key matchups that we got going on in Week 10. I for the first time in a while was able to choose the games because I was like, let me see what's going on this weekend. So I'll pass.
It's your bachelor party weekend. That's why you get to do it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you set the floor real quick. Shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers getting this little dub over the Boston Celtics, by the way. But anyway, Sammy, go ahead. What we got this weekend? How did we do last week? Actually, how did we do last week?
Yeah, I heard
Vic had a clean sweep, got all 5 right, so Vic is victorious. He's getting the win column now. So it's K5, me 4, Vic 4, Sammy 1, the Lone Ranger.
Sammy, you got it, bro. You got it this week.
Yeah.
What games we got?
All right, so the first game we got the Browns at the Ravens. The Ravens are favored by 6. The over-under is 37.5. So who wants to go first?
Vic, you got it.
Yeah, go ahead. You took my line. I usually go with the spread, but that's fine. I got all fucked up. All right. So right now I've got the Ravens 6-3 against the spread. Browns 4-3-1 against the spread. Ravens are at home. They're playing good football right now. Trying to find my note. There we go. All right. So right now, looks like public's kind of even on it right now. We got 49%, 27% of the cash on Baltimore. We got 73% of the cash on Cleveland. I like Baltimore, and I really like Baltimore with the spread, even though that's not the way the public's trending. I think that's good value for the money. I like the Ravens, and I don't trust the quarterback situation over there in Cleveland as well.
I'll go with the Ravens. So the Ravens were my Super Bowl pick to make it to the Super Bowl out of the AFC, and we're starting to see the dominance now. Like how many ways they can carve you up. They running the ball, passing the ball. To me, the offense is on point, but their defense is holding the team to 13 points a game. That is incredible. In 2023, for you to hold the team 13 points a game is phenomenal to me. So I got the Ravens as well. It's going to be an AFC, and we were talking about it the other day, A-Rod, about AFC. I'm all in on the AFC North. You look at them; they're all solid. So, but yeah, I'll go with the Ravens on this one.
No massage Watson, so I'm going Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going Baltimore too.
All right, cool.
All right, so the next one we got the 49ers at the Jaguars. The 49ers are favored by 3. Over under is 46.
Ooh, man, that was tough. We were just all talking about how much we love Jacksonville, and 49ers have lost 3 games in a row, right?
Yep. And I remember saying,
it's so hard for me to fathom them losing another game in a row. Like 4 games after a bye too, on the road. I know they're coming to the East Coast. What time is that game at?
Early kickoff, 1 p.m. You got West Coast team going east.
Crap. Go ahead, Vic. You got it. I'll let you know when
I'm putting San Fran down.
Give me the Jags.
So right now odds are Jacksonville +3 and plus 138 on the money line. Like you said, KK, San Francisco's limping in with 3 straight losses. I remember saying no way they would lose 2, and I remember saying no way they lose 3. The public really likes the sharps like the Jags actually with the spread. 68% of the sharps of the money on the Jags, but only 43% of the tickets. I always go by the philosophy: West Coast team going east, early kickoff. Take the East Coast team. I'm taking the East Coast team. Go Jags.
I'm rocking with you on that one because like they off of a bye week too, they're gonna probably they're gonna walk to that stadium asleep. Yeah, let me go Jacksonville on this one.
Let me
be lone wolf on you lone wolf, A-Rod.
Sammy got Jags too. Nice.
All right, Detroit Lions at the LA Chargers. The Lions are 2.5-point favorites. The over under is 48.5. A-Rod.
It's a good one.
Sticking with my man Dan. That's what I'm sticking with.
I'm going with Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers. I'm going to leave it there.
So let's see. We got.
I'm gonna say Detroit wins and Staley gets fired.
These numbers can't be right because we
got 4 or 5.
I say he gets fired.
What makes you think? What numbers aren't right?
I have never seen this before. We have 99% of the cash and 93% of the tickets on the Lions -3 spread. 99% of the cash, 88% of the tickets on the money line for the Lions. Give me the Lions at the Chargers.
Everybody hates the coach. That's the biggest thing here. Let's say you have let's say all things equal, both the teams have, equivalent type offense, defenses, whatever. It's definitely Staley is the weak link right there. Nobody trusts that man. It's all Dan Campbell. And so give me the Lions too.
I'm low. I'm gonna stick with the Chargers. I'm convinced that I should pick the Lions, but I'm sticking with the Chargers because why not? I'm going to the West Coast this weekend, so let's go Chargers.
All right, this game's actually pretty dope. I'm surprised the spread's like this though. The Houston Texans at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are favored by 6.5. The over under is 48. Ooh man, I don't know about that. I don't know about that spread though. It's enticing.
Vic, these are this is your CJ Stroud versus your your baby Bengals.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know what to do here. This is like my two kids competing against each other.
Gotta save one.
You got to pick your favorite kid.
No, it's definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna take the Bengals, but I just want to give you some of the numbers here. So, like Sammy said, 6.5 point spread in the favor of the Bengals. 65% of the cash, 72% of the tickets on the spread are on the Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
With the spread too?
6.5.
Damn, I'm going with the Bengals. Joe Burrow has found his groove, but Jamar Chase does have like a little of a back issue, so that is a little concerning. But I'm gonna still rock with the Bengals on this one because to me the Texans just had like an emotional victory. So let me go with the Bengals on this one.
I'm the same.
I'm gonna be the lone wolf. Give me the Texans.
I like it.
Yeah, wow, you're crazy.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta do something. You gotta get a win.
We got the Tennessee Titans at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are 1-point favorite at home, and the over/under is 38. Goodness gracious.
Let me go first. They're on what? How many games will lose a streak? 3 or 4? Let's add another one. Will Levis is gonna get a dub in Raymond James. Give me the Titans.
It's 4 straight losses for the Bucs. Right now, public money is on the Titans. Still thinking about the Texans. 45% of the tickets, 67% of the cash on the spread are in favor of the Titans. I will also take the Titans away at the Buccaneers.
Let's be honest. Tampa Bay can only beat the NFC South. That's it. So I'm sticking with the Titans, man. That's it.
That's sad. Nobody got the hometown
Give me the
team?
Titans. Give me the Titans.
Damn, no, we go all against the hometown team.
I wanted to, but I'm like putting all my eggs in the Baker Mayfield basket, but nah, I don't trust that.
I think KK and I picked all the same. KK and I had all the same picks, I think.
We did?
KK wants to go 5-0. That's why. KK wants to go 5-0.
Nah, Detroit,
I'm going to Arizona this week, man. I told you I gotta put some money down. So
Detroit and Chargers, you guys differ there. So
okay.
Oh,
that's right.
Oh, you picked the Chargers. Okay,
I did. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. That's all the NFL talk I got.
Yeah, same here. All right, Vic, do you have time for who do you love? Or are you leaving?
I'm signing off real quick.
Signing off. All right.
Oh yeah, how much longer we got?
Just who do you love? Anthony Edwards, and then we can do whatever we want with the NBA, or we can sign off and do it for next
we're
time.
gonna talk about Cam Thomas, and we're gonna talk about the season tournament. You got 5 minutes to spare. Let's go, let's go, Vic. Let's go, Aaron. Let's go, Sammy.
Who do you love, Sammy? Quick, who do you love?
All right, who do you love? I put Anthony Edwards. All right,
Man.
You guys might roast me. I don't think so though. I think I picked some. I only picked 4. So you guys can pick 1 or 2 more if you want after. All right, let me start this off. I didn't really pick it positionally. I picked it semi-positionally, right? But I did it more like guard play, right? Guard play. So Anthony Edwards or Kyrie Irving.
Moving forward, I'll take Anthony Edwards right now. I think Kyrie is on a little bit getting on the wrong side of his of 30, and I think he's starting to slow down a little bit. Even though I think Kyrie right now is a superior player, I'm going Anthony Edwards. I love that guy, by the way. So
yeah, you know how much I hate Kyrie, so you know which way I'm going.
Vic.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Anthony Edwards for me. Also, a wonderful actor, Anthony Edwards.
yes, very good actor.
Oh yeah. All right, this is gonna hit home for you.
Who's yours?
KK?
Who's yours?
Oh, Anthony
Who's
Edwards.
yours,
I fucking hate Kyrie.
All right.
Anthony Edwards.
If you will have me, I'll be back. If you'll have me.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards or Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey next.
Ooh.
It's Anthony Edwards for me.
Ant-Man for me.
Anthony
That's
Edwards. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I'm biased. I don't care. Tyrese Maxey.
Hey, that's not that crazy. I'll be honest, but
Anthony Edwards or De'Aaron Fox.
Ooh.
Ant-Man.
I'll take Ant-Man. Yeah, I'll take Ant-Man. I like De'Aaron Fox, but I'll take Ant-Man.
Anthony Edwards is shooting almost 50% from 3 right now. That's insanity.
Yeah,
I know it's early in the season, but
shut up.
It's not gonna last, but I'm just saying it's absolute insanity. I'm gonna take Anthony Edwards.
All right. I'll put one more in between this one because I was looking at it and it was also crazy. Anthony Edwards or Donovan Mitchell.
Anthony Edwards.
Wow,
Yes, I'll
still.
take Ant.
I'm taking Spider. I'm taking
I know
Spider.
you will. Spider. I know you. Yeah, Spider. I like Spider, but I'm gonna take Ant. I love his moxie and his I think he's got that old school mentality to him. So, yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna take Ant.
All right. And last one. This is just because I had to rank them up. I had to go up the ladder. So obviously I have to do this one. Anthony Edwards or Devin Booker.
I'm still going Book.
I'm going Ant-Man, baby.
I'm still going D Book.
He light skinned.
Yeah, no, I'm going Anthony Edwards as well.
Wow. I thought that was crazy. Okay.
I hate Devin Booker.
I'm going D Book, man. That man
I
is
think he's a
cold.
losing
I don't
player.
care what nobody said. That man is cold, man. I'm taking D Book.
All
And just like his efficiency rating right now, Anthony Edwards is not as good as some of the other guys, but the way that he can defend and score, that's why I would take him over Devin Booker.
Of course.
Devin Booker can't defend.
Of course.
My only problem with Anthony, and I love the guy, but I feel like he's a very aggressive player, and I'm a little concerned about his injury, his injuries moving forward. However, Devin Booker has been hurt a lot more, and he doesn't even play as aggressive. But he's a weaker shooter. But I don't know. There's something about Devin Booker that I'm a fan of, so I'm a rock with Devin.
All right.
For now.
All right. So we got the NBA.
Anthony Edwards or Cam Thomas? Oh shit!
No way. That was already a clean sweep, I think, for almost everybody except Donovan Mitchell got a little bit of a spark on both sides, and then D Book did. So
you have to be able to start before I can choose you.
So that was gonna bring me to the next point, though. I mean, Cam Thomas. Are we believing in this now? I mean, are we believing this hype?
He is like one of these players that come along every year that just all they do is score, but they don't have any kind of significant value to winning. They just
a la Danny Granger.
Yeah.
Monte Ellis,
bad team guy.
Yeah, Monte Ellis, Jordan Poole. We're gonna see it with him.
But they are beating the Clippers.
I know. I'm seeing that right now, and he's on my fantasy team, so he's listed as out. So he dropped 14 and
he got a sprained ankle. He just got a sprained ankle.
Oh, that's fine. So, but yeah, to me, I don't see the intangibles. I like him as a offensive talent, but he needs to. I think he needs to go hang out with like Lou Williams for a weekend and Jamal Crawford. Go hang out with those type of guys and learn how to be like a 6-man that can make an impact. To me, that's what his trajectory needs to be. Like,
I was gonna say, do you think that some of these teams that are maybe on the cusp potentially need to guard some guy to come off the bench to score? Would this be a player that would be considered sometime in the future?
Oh, I would love to have him off my bench.
So
want that role?
I'm looking at like let's think.
I mean,
think
a
about
6-man is a
contenders, right?
starter, pretty much,
Yeah, because like that's like Manu Ginobili, right? And I'm looking at the contenders like Golden State. To me, they got rid of Jordan Poole for a reason. Milwaukee, I don't think he'd be a good fit there. Boston, I don't think he'd be a good. Like I don't think he fits that winning culture to me. Like he's like I'm gonna sell tickets. I'm gonna drop some buckets. I'm gonna get a shoe deal with Skechers, and then that's gonna be it. You know what I mean? Like I don't see
the
that.
haterade, A-Rod. The haterade.
No, I like the guy. I just don't see him as like he can't be Manu Ginobili. Okay. But maybe he could be a Jamal Crawford. Maybe he could be a Lou Williams. But as much as I love Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford, there's a reason why they never won a championship.
Listen, let's stop romanticizing on this man, okay? He did the same shit last year. He did the same shit
for less games. That's why I brought it up. For less games.
Yeah. And he cooled down, real quick. I guarantee you it's going to happen again. I like him, too. I remember hearing the buzz about him coming out of LSU or wherever he came from. And they were like, oh, this kid's going to be good. I was like, he's not scoring any points. And then, like, they put him in and he started scoring. Then he started bitching he wasn't starting. He was coming off the bench. And there was the gripe there. And then there was the no homo thing he said in the interview, which was really funny. And I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's just small sample size right now that we're seeing. Yeah, he's putting up crazy numbers, 45 against the Bucks. Like, damn, that's a lot. And I just don't see that same type of production going out. And if it does, Tyrese Maxey's in for a world of hurt for most improved player. That's all I can say. So
ain't no damn way. I'm sorry. Cam Thomas ain't gonna get that.
But I can't even find his offensive rating. Like that's how Low it must be. I can't.
What I do see this year, he's averaging 28.7 points a game, shooting 48% from the field, 33% from three, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. I mean, like, it looks good on paper. It really does. It's just I don't really feel like, oh my God, this is the type of guy I want to coming off my bench. You know what I mean? It's just I don't really get that from him. But
I mean, he has a -2 net rating on a bad team. He doesn't play defense very well.
Doesn't have to.
I mean, I think he's all right. I think whoever said that he could be a good role player off the bench, I would love him as a spark plug on the Celtics, like just to come off the bench, J.R. Smith it, kind of just put up shots and he check guy. But other than that, I don't think he's like a cornerstone of your franchise.
So would you rather have him or Peyton Pritchard?
Him, 100% him.
Damn.
Peyton Pritchard's dog shit.
Out of turntables.
I'll be honest. I thought that was a great contract when they signed. It was like $5 million a year, something like that. It's not that terrible. It's very tradable, I thought. But now he is untradeable. I mean, he is dog shit.
Yeah. Borderline unplayable.
Yep. And you know what? We don't have a choice. We have to play him.
Yeah.
We don't have any of the guards.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right.
All right.
You guys want to do the in-season tournament next week since we got Vic having to go and running a little bit later?
There's nothing to really talk about with the in-season tournament. To me personally, I think it's stupid. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Agreed.
I don't really understand. I know they're trying to get people to watch basketball and make the games more important. And Adam Silver is watching a lot of soccer and hoping he can match that. Soccer is hundreds of years ahead of us when it comes to how they do shit. We are not there as a organization from the NBA standpoint. So they're trying, and I get it, and it's cool, but I'm gonna just leave it.
Even then, none of the tournaments really matter besides the major ones in soccer. Nobody cares about the UEFA League. Nobody cares about none of these dumb leagues. It's only Champions League.
Yeah, but the FA, like, I'm thinking of it more as like an FA Cup, Sammy, like that type of tournament.
Yeah, I guess. But then you should bring the G League into it, right?
Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be great. Yeah,
Well, if you're doing it like the FA Cup, might as well.
Yeah, that's what makes the FA Cup great, is because any team in England can compete against these big guys.
Correct.
You know, that's what they should do.
Saskatchewan Velociraptors. I don't want to see them play against the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm sorry.
I'll be completely honest.
The big three into it too.
I don't know why baseball didn't think of this sooner. Like, that would have been awesome. Like AAA teams and shit, bring them in there. I mean, we have this in our National Soccer League in the United States. We have the
AAA
US Open Cup
to the World Series.
Yeah, because you get like the Rowdies that play in it.
The World Series.
Shout out to the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the tournament's weird to me, so that's all I got.
Yeah, I think it's really stupid.
I agree. It's just a money grab for the fucking courts. That's it.
You guys are haters.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's all
Anyway, A-Rod, where do
Rattle it off?
All
right. You can find us on X at @fair_weather_pod. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Search the Fair Weather Podcast. And wherever you subscribe or listen to podcasts, you can catch the audio there. Words of wisdom, Mr. Bachelor Party Boy.
Listen, man, the Phoenix Suns play the Los Angeles Lakers this weekend. I'm going to be there. And I was excited. Like, maybe I can run into LeBron, right? But damn. The Rockets are beating the Lakers 79-58 right now. And they're making Dylan Brooks look right, and that's pissing me off. So my words of wisdom is that don't be like Dylan Brooks. Don't be like Dylan Brooks. That's all I got. Because who wants to be like Dylan Brooks? But anyway, I'm coming back with party favors. Let me know what y'all want. Shot glasses, spoons, knives, forks.
Cacti. Show me a gun.
Cactuses, whatever you need, bro. I'm coming back with it.
Shout out to A-Rod for all the great photoshops that he made of me during my race. That shit is way too funny.
Hey, and shout out to Vic. Vic, listen, we love you.
Thank you.
I just want to say that. We love you. We appreciate you.
What did I do?
He doesn't have cancer.
You're you, and that's all we care about. You being you makes me happy. So
appreciate it.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Hey, boy.